All right, B lymphocytes produce plasma cells. You already know that. Okay, now right here, everybody, clotting proteins produced by the liver, the liver or the liver. All right, the clotting the liver. All right, the clotting proteins, y'all. We'll talk more about these. This, everybody, this right here, that one right there is the one. That one right there. That right there has to be converted. In other words, that one has to be converted to thrombin. Thrombin then has to convert fibrinogen to fibrin. So if this stuff is low right here, if this stuff is low, blood won't clot. Now, Kimberly, that's why they have a person take a PT test. Did you ever know somebody taking Coumadin? You never did? Did you?
Well, did you get the email from that guy? There's a guy that sent you an email.
When?
A week ago.
Really?
He came into where I work and he told me, he was telling me this story about how he's on Coumadin and all these things that are wrong with him. I told him to send you an email and tell you his story because he's got this long
Oh
story.
man, I hope I got that email, or I hope I didn't recognize and delete it.
Yeah, he takes Coumadin.
Oh,
He
heck.
said he goes every week for a PT test.
Exactly. There you talking about. Every week for a PT test or every 10 days. And that is annoying to have to do that. Because you have to go in, they have to draw blood. You know, you have to, it's just annoying, depending on how far you have to go to do it. Now you can do that at any kind of blood lab. A blood lab or like Deer Park Clinic. You could go, they do that over there. You know, they send it. You get a PT time. They get the PT time, it goes to your cardiologist. And they will increase or decrease the Coumadin based on that PT time. Because if the blood's not clotting, they don't want it to clot too slow, they don't want it to clot too fast, but they have a range that they want it to clot. And the Coumadin will interfere with blood clotting. Oh man, my friend Van, that I told you about, the guy that worked for me, the big fellow that was IQ out the top of this building, oh my God, that guy was smart. Van Perkins. Yeah, oh my God, he was a sharp dude. But he had some problems. He was on Coumadin, and he had some bleeding internally in the shoulder. And, you know, he had some problems. And we're talking about some stuff that killed him now. Remember on some of those cats this morning, I showed you the vessels. I showed you on the cats this morning. On one or two of you, I pointed out this. You remember, it was you, not you. It was, where's Colleen? Are you in here, Colleen? You remember on yours, I pointed out the superior mesenteric. I mean, the celiac, superior mesenteric, inferior mesenteric, he had plaque buildup in those arteries supplying the gut, and he died from dead bowel syndrome or necrotic bowel syndrome. Yeah, that's what killed him. All right, so anyway, everybody, so the PT, that's really interesting. It very is. It very much is. Yes, sir?
Did it used to be called like Pro Time?
Yeah, oh yeah, PT or Pro Time.
Yeah.
They also, now y'all listen to this, they also refer to that as INR. Now, INR stands for International Normalcy Ratio, and that translates to PT, or prothrombin time. Yeah, we're going to be getting into that. Yeah, blood's exciting, blood clotting. Okay, now, blood urea nitrogen. Okay, right here, everybody, you know non-protein nitrogen, blood urea nitrogen. I will be bringing one of my blood charts in here. I didn't bring it this morning, but I will be bringing one. I wanted to have that done Friday. They wouldn't give me a printout Friday, but I'd get one during the week next week. I requested them to email me or do something to get me a printout of the blood stuff and to see what it is. But anyway, blood urea nitrogen, BUN, BUN, you know the buns, the BUN, blood urea nitrogen, and that's given. Food, obviously, and plasma, obviously, all this stuff. Now, right here, though, this is of interest, everybody. Right here. Here is what you need to understand. All right, now look, right here. All right, total lipids. Total lipids. Look at this. 400 to 800 milligrams total. Preferably down more on the lower end. All right, your total cholesterol. Total cholesterol, 100 to 199. Now, I'm going to be interested to see what mine is. The last time I had it done, it was 150. 150, the lowest mine's ever been is about 147. All right, and so that right there. Now my HDLs, mine, the highest, the best, that number you want up. The best mine has been, the best mine has been not in the 60 range, which I wish it was. The best mine has been is about 57 or 58, because that's acceptable. This right here, I have a hard time getting my LDLs below 100. I would give anything if mine would be 99 or 97. Mine is usually 105 to 109 for my LDLs. So this right here, everybody, is what you, now if your cholesterol stays way, way high, you might have a problem. Cholesterol comes from two sources. What is it? The liver and the food you eat. The liver produces cholesterol and the food you eat. You get two sources. Now, a person might have a condition where the liver is producing too much. That's called hypercholesteremia. They deal with it. If the lipid in general is too high, they call it hyperlipidemia. Okay? And so, these statin drugs have been shown work pretty good for people, like Lipitor. Those things will work. Statin drugs. What does a statin drug do? Statin drug interferes with the enzyme necessary for causing the production of cholesterol by the liver. That's what Lipitor does. And it's also shown, these things have also shown, some of these statin drugs have also shown to be a little bit of an aid in lowering the LDLs. Lowering the LDL, getting them down there. Triglycerides, my last triglyceride level was about 150, somewhere along, I'll get a paper, I can show you, I've got it out there in my office. But the triglyceride level, you definitely want to get below 200, definitely. So there's the triglyceride level. So those are things we'll talk about more and more. Glucose, I've never had a problem with glucose. My glucose levels have always been pretty low. I haven't had a need to worry about glucose levels. That have always been fine. But that type of stuff didn't run in my family. What ran in my family was this stuff up here, on my dad's side especially, but not right here, glucose level. Many people have to watch that glucose level. Do not get into a situation where you develop diabetes type 2 or mature onset. Don't get into that situation, because you get in a situation without insulin working, it can throw you in a big, 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 big mess. And so you got to watch that kind of stuff. Okay, but really watch it. All right, now, regulatory substances, we already know this. That would be enzymes, hormones, electrolytes, sodium, potassium. I think I asked on that practice exam, Shasta, you have yours handy. I asked you which one of the following, the very last question. I asked you a question, which one would be a cation? And the answer you have down there, of course, chlorine, phosphate, chloride, phosphate, sulfate, or bicarbonate, those are all anions. These are cations, and I think the answer I have down there is that one, is magnesium. And so that's on your practice exam. You'll find that on the practice, that one right there. All right, so much for that. These help maintain